My name's Captain Art Sapp, tournament fisherman here in South Florida. We catch an amazing amount of fish down here, and a lot of them very edible. The dolphin, the wahoos, tunas, snappers, groupers, all kinds of stuff. So we're constantly filleting fish. Offshore Angler has come out with a pro series of knives with a TPFE coating that have been tested for 400 hours of saltwater spray. Basically 5 normal boating seasons. German stainless, very rigid, very strong, a phenomenal edge. Big fish, small fish, about anything you want to do. I mean, we all fillet fish slightly differently, but I basically I run a line down its sides. 90% of the effort's done in this curve right here. Look at that, I mean, it melts right through it like a hot knife through butter. Great edge on these things. German stainless steel, sharpened here in the US. They sell this knife in an 11, a 9, a 7, and then a 5-inch bait knife right out of the box with an amazing edge. Now, we're gonna give you a little tip here on these mahis. Most folks will just peel the skin off these things. Bad mistake. But if you skin it like you would a snapper or a grouper, you get rid of all that sinew, and this fish will last in your refrigerator or your icebox a lot longer. We're filleting these fish on a really handy portable fillet table that Offshore Angler has come out with. If you're going camping, going somewhere in the boat, and you're not sure you're gonna have a fillet table, this thing folds up, it's very convenient. You can stow it below deck. And when you get there, you've got it. It folds out. Not only can you fillet your fish, but you can prep your food. It's got a neat little sink that's attached, stainless steel faucet. It's got a nice little gutter system on it, and not heavy for as sturdy as it is. So a true test for a good fillet knife is something like a big mutton snapper like this with this armor plating they basically got with these scales. You gotta have a real knife if you're gonna cut these things. I mean, this thing just melts right through. As we're cutting these things, when any of these fish that have a hard scale base like this, you want to be cutting up against the scales. So I always work back into the scales until we've gotten through them. I mean, you can see them, they're pretty tough. Again, the grip is so comfortable. I mean, it really pins in there well. These muttons are one of the more difficult fish to fillet. Their spinal column's pretty thick. So we're in a much tighter area here, so I've dropped down to the 7-inch knife. Make it a little easier working in this tight area here. Again, very similar to the dolphin, I prefer to skin these dudes. And that big 11-inch blade makes those big mutton fillets so easy. Comes off there perfect. I mean, we don't lose anything there. And then we'll drop back to that boning knife, that 7-inch knife, and take that bloodline and the little pin bones that are in there with the big beefy mutton fillet right there. So again, here in South Florida, we catch all kinds of species, muttons and the snappers, and some pretty hefty blackfin tuna as well. And I'll start some of these bigger fish with the 11-inch, and I may go to one of the smaller knives as I'm getting inside and doing the boning work and everything. It gives you a longer pull with this 11-inch blade, so you're not sawing on it so much as just sliding the knife through the fish. You just feel very safe holding on to this knife in any form that you're holding on to it. I mean, spinning this thing around in your hand, I haven't found an angle that was uncomfortable yet. I mean, that right there above that dorsal fin is hard as a stone. She just melts right through it. It is so comfortable in your hand that between the sharpness of the knife and the firmness of the blade, shoot, she just melts right through there. My name's Captain Art Sapp, and these are the Pro Series from Offshore Angler fillet knives.